Hey there, Frankie B back again with my good friend Kevin Borden of Kebo's Bass Works. That I feel if you're looking for a serious bass, this is the guy you have to go to. Now, Kevin, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Yes, it is. I look in the mirror and I am happy every morning. That's how pleasurable it is.
We're the two stooges here.
Yes.
Anyway, I can't help but notice the bass that you have in your hand.
Yes.
What can you tell me about it? Can we show it to the people out there?
Hi, people out there. What we have is a May of 1965 Fender Precision in ice blue metallic. One of a handful. Any year, this is one of the rarest top shelf custom color basses. It's in near immaculate condition. One owner bass, never been touched, nothing missing. You know, it just has one little bink on it away from being just about perfect. And two things to know. You have to read my magazine column in Premier Guitar magazine, where I do write the vintage bass column. And if you go to my website, which is kebosbassworks.com, this can be yours for $12,500. If you're nice. If you're not nice, it could be $11,800 plus shipping. So, and if you're Frankie, it's 17 grand.
17 grand, that's it.
Okay,
Yes,
here we go.
This is a limited edition or a limited run Les Paul with 3 pickups, a la Peter Frampton, who's also one of my favorites.
There you go.
Seymour Duncan pickups, which Seymour designed specifically for this instrument. And something a little unusual and spectacular about this instrument is the fact that it's all mahogany, as opposed to having a flame maple top. So it's a little bit different. It marches to a different drummer, so to speak. But it's nice and light, and it's beautiful. You can see how spectacular that looks. And I say...
interesting with the plastic tuners. And what is this, like a standard or is it deluxe?
This is actually a Les Paul standard
Right.
in a very special configuration. And if we go to the tuners, it's quite similar to the originals that date back to the 50s, aesthetically. Of course, we can't get the same materials that we had, you know, back when you and I were just babies. But along with technology and goodwill from Gibson and the fine people over there, they were able to produce an instrument that's really second to none, unless I built it.
Hi everybody, Lex Thomas here, and I'm standing in the Les Paul Foundation booth at the Philly Guitar Show, and I'm here with Keith, who just happened to walk by with this Les Paul studio that Les Paul had signed for him, and so just wanted to talk with him a few minutes about the guitar. Keith, what can you tell me about this?
It was signed in the Iridium and in March of last year.
Yeah?
And waited 5 hours just to get in.
Yeah.
Because I bought the ticket to the 9 o'clock show, and I thought he would be signing, and then someone told me
Only after the 10 o'clock, yeah.
So I had to walk around Manhattan for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you got up to him in line, you know, how much time did he spend with you?
I spent like 10 or 15 minutes just talking to him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's the way he was. Yeah, he'd sit and talk with anybody.
Yeah, he was very nice guy.
And it was awesome. Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much for bringing this by. Yeah, bye.
Hey everybody, Frankie B back with my two friends, the Burst Brothers of Guitar Center fame. How you guys doing today? It's great to see you.
It's great to be here in Philadelphia.
Oh, absolutely. And as you can see from behind us, we have the privilege of having a number of Les Paul's personal instruments. Now, you had mentioned something earlier, Drew. I mean, it's always a pleasure to see you. You had a little story there about Les, and I believe something in regard to Les Paul Boulevard. Is that correct?
A lot of great stories with Les, yes. But we love Les. He was like an uncle to me, and just had so much respect for him, and he was a great, funny guy. But yes, he lived around the corner from Sunset Boulevard in Gardner, where our shop is located on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California.
Oh, I know all about that, yes.
And Dave Weiderman, who's the head of A&R for Guitar Center, has been trying for many years with Les up until recently to get Gardner renamed Les Paul Boulevard, which would make sense because that's where Les Paul's house was. That's where he did a lot of recordings. a lot of his inventions were done there, and it's a historic place. So we've been trying for many years, and when the last time I saw Les at the Iridium, he said, "What's going on with Dave Weiderman in my street?" And I go, "Well, I'll tell Dave." He said, "Have Dave call me when you get back to LA," and I did. Dave called him, and Les goes, "Dave, where's my street? What's not named Les Paul Boulevard yet? What's going on?" Dave goes, "Well, Les, you're not dead yet." And Les goes, "Well, I'm working on that." So that was one of the last conversations, unfortunately.
But that is one heck of a story.
I'm sure it'll happen, though. I'm sure it'll happen.
Hey, Frankie B here for the Les Paul Foundation with my friend Lex Thomas. Lex is the proud owner of a couple of Les Paul's personal instruments that were used extensively at the Iridium by just so many people. We can't even count the number of people that have played these instruments. But Lex, it's always a pleasure to see you. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. Without you, this wouldn't happen. We wanted to make a point of that.
Thank you.
I don't know really where to start, but I'm going to say let's start right here. Can you give me a little input on this particular instrument?
Well, this one was actually a special guest guitar that Les picked up at the 1992 NAMM show. And it's a engineering prototype for what became the Les Paul Premium Plus Classic, or the Les Paul Classic Premium Plus.
That's a fabulous instrument.
Yeah. And we believe Les rewired the pickups because they do sound incredible. And
Les was great at that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was the master.
Yeah, he did that all the time. And I think just about every guitar he owned, he rewired. But we have pictures of Keith Richards and all sorts of folks playing these guitars. Tuck and Patty, Billy Gibbons, everybody.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, when you wanted to play with Les, you know, he'd call you up on stage and he'd give you either this guitar or that guitar to play.
I had the privilege of playing that one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I noticed, isn't this the guitar that Zach Wild
It is.
used?
That is. Zach
If I'm
Wild.
not mistaken, this is a boo-boo that Zach himself caused with his famous or infamous wristband.
Yeah, yeah. Anecdotally, that's the story. That's what Les says anyway. But yeah, this was another of Les's special guest guitars at the Iridium. And like I said, you either played this one or this one. And
well, let me interject. Let me ask you a question because I think we want this on camera.
okay.
The inscription on here. Can we zero in on that?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
Well, when Les gave me this guitar, he, you know, I used to go and hang out with him backstage and stuff, and he was just a great guy to talk to, and he just decided to give me this one, and to Lex, this is my guitar, enjoy it, Les Paul, is what he wrote on it. So absolutely a priceless piece of history.
His heart, too.
It did,
He
absolutely.
Loved you. That's
yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
I wanted to have you make mention of the Les Paul signature guitar here. Let's take this out. I can't help but notice there's a very nice picture of you and Les Paul.
Absolutely.
Right,
and this one says, "To Lex, my friend, keep picking Les Paul." This guitar became kind of a joke with Les and I.
Okay.
I ended up
on that?
Yeah, I ended up giving him this guitar.
Okay.
And I called him and told him I was coming to see him about 6 months later, and it was my birthday, and you know, I told him it was my birthday, so I was going to have fun and, you know, come spend it with him at the Iridium. And he said, "Oh, I'll bring you something." And
and Les brought you something. He really did.
He gave it back.
He gave it back. Talk about regifting, right?
He regifted to me.
That's fabulous. And this is a beautiful instrument.
It is, and it plays great, and I love it to death.
And what I find to be particularly interesting about this piece is the fact that it has the Gibson and Boss pickups. So this is right in that 1972-73 era.
Absolutely, and it's low impedance, right?
Yes, it is.
You can actually change the impedance here. You can dial anywhere from 50 ohms to 500 ohms.
Yes, if we can get a little close-up on that, you'll find that to be a little bit different than some of the other production models that we've run across.
Absolutely. This was supposed to be his ultimate jazz guitar. This is what he that's what he wanted the Les Paul signatures to be.
And he did a fine job on
Absolutely.
it. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to put this one back for now. There's so many so many cool things here to touch base on. One other piece that I might want to mention is, Lex, can you grab that guitar over there? Now, from my understanding, this was the last